Today we're into Modern to play one of the most ridiculous decks that I have ever seen. 249 card, no real land, oops all spell, Battle of Wits. Can this absurd plan actually work? That's what we're going to find out. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Against the Odds. And this week, we are into Modern to play literally one of the most absurd, ridiculous Modern decks that I've ever seen. And when I say ever, I'm not talking about like in the last week or in the last month. No, this is one of the most ridiculous Modern decks I have seen ever, period, for as long as I've been doing this. Just listen to the name of the deck. We are playing 249 card, no real lands, oops all spells, Battle of Wits in Modern. In this deck, if you just look at the deck, I don't know how someone came up with it. Normally on Against Odds, we play decks that Abrew, but this deck actually comes from Chinese regionals, and I still have not been able to figure out how someone actually built this deck. When I look at this deck list, here's what I see. I see a local game store doing a Modern Horizons 3 draft and a bunch of draft Jeff floating around, and then someone like accidentally bumps the table and knocks over a stack of like bulk rares, and then someone just like scoops up all those cards together and puts them in sleeves and then registers it for regionals. That's what this deck looks like to me. That's how absurd this deck is. So let's talk about 249 card, no real land, oops all spell, Battle of Wits for Modern. What these ridiculous piles trying to do, jump into a Modern League and see if we can win some games with it. So question number one. Why 249 cards? And this one has a super simple answer. Because we're a Battle of Wits deck. If you don't know Battle of Wits, it's a 5-mana enchantment that says, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have at least 200 cards in your library, you win the game. So we play 249 cards so we can play a game of Magic, draw some cards or whatever, and still have 200 in our deck when we play Battle of Wits. And then we just play Battle of Wits, hope that it lives till our upkeep and we live to our upkeep, and then we just win the game on the spot. So that's why we're playing 249 cards. Question number two. Why are we not playing any real lands? Why are we playing this all MDFC 5-color mana base? I honestly didn't even know there were enough MDFCs to build a 249 card 5-color all MDFC mana base, but apparently you can. So why are we doing the all MDFC thing? And the answer here is oops all spells combo. So if you don't know oops all spells, it revolves around Balustrade Spy or Undercity Informer, essentially the same card in the combo, where for 4 mana, either one of these creatures will mill our entire deck. They mill until you hit a land card, but since we don't play any lands, it means we mill our entire deck. Actually, it mills our entire deck minus 1 card, because Nexus of Fate shuffles back in, so we get 1 more turn before we actually mill out. But why would we want to mill our entire deck? Doesn't that sound like a bad idea? Aren't we just going to end up losing by drawing on an empty library? And the answer is hopefully not, because we got a plan for this. So here's what we want to do. We play the Balustrade Spy. That'll mill literally our entire deck. The Nexus of Fate will shuffle back in, so we'll have 1 card in our library. When we mill our entire deck, we'll mill over 2 copies of Narcomoeba. So Narcomoeba, it's a 1/1 flyer that when it's milled, it comes into play. So when we mill the Narcomoeba, it's going to come into play. Since we milled our entire deck, and here we got to scroll down a little bit. Our deck list is too big to fit on the screen. We will mill 3 copies of Sword of the Meek. Sword of the Meek is an equipment that whenever a 1/1 enters under our control, we can return it from the graveyard to the battlefield attached to the creature. So the Narcomoeba is going to bring back 3 Sword of the Meeks with it. Why do we care about 3 Sword of the Meeks? We don't have any Thopter Foundries. We're not doing anything like that. The answer here is Salvage Titan. So we also have Salvage Titan, 1 copy, which we will mill over when we mill everything. In Salvage Titan, we can exile 3 artifacts in our graveyard to return it back to our hand, and then we can cast it by sacking 3 artifacts rather than paying its mana cost. So we sacrifice the 3 artifacts after getting Salvage Titan back to our hand by exiling whatever random mana rocks we mill over. So we cast the Salvage Titan. That's going to be our second creature of the turn, because we got to cast the Balustrade Spy or the Undercity Informer. So the Salvage Titan is going to get back a whole bunch of Vengevines. We got 4 Vengevines in our deck. So these all come back is Hasty 4/3. So that's going to be 16 damage, hopefully, if they hit our opponent. But we also have 4 Creeping Chills, which when they're milled, we can exile and drain for 3. So we get 12 damage from the Creeping Chills, then we get 4/4/3 Hasty Vengevines, which should be enough damage to just kill our opponent on the spot. So that's the oops all spells, why we're playing all MDFCs. Of course, and I feel like I've said this a lot lately in various formats, but because we're playing all MDFCs, we got some Goblin Charbelcher. That's another win con. We also just have like some weird ways of winning. Like there's a selective memory in our sideboard. Selective memory can exile all the non-land cards from our deck, but because we don't actually have any real lands in our deck, it just can exile literally everything from our deck. So we can like use a Fae of Wishes, which can tutor cards from our sideboard, to tutor up the selective memory, exile our entire deck with selective memory, and then play a Thassa's Oracle to win the game, or a Laboratory Maniac to win the game. So that's basically the plan of the deck. The rest of the deck, it's mostly like a bunch of removals and tutors to try to find our pieces. Like Bring to Light can find our combo pieces. There's Beseech the Mirror. I don't know how we cast this stuff. Like triple black with this mana base seems incredibly challenging. And then we also do have like Manamorphoses, some Pentad Prisms, Mana Rocks to try to fix our mana. But that's the basic goal of the deck. 249 cards, try to do a little mulligan to try to find some sort of win condition in functional mana, and then hope that we could Battle of Wits them, or Ballistron Spy them, or Belcher them, or Selective Memory, figure out a combo, figure out some sort of combo kill, and hope that it works. So that's, as far as I can tell, what this deck's trying to do. Can it actually work? We're about to find out. Let's jump into a Modern League and see... 249 card, no real land. Oops all spell, Battle of Wits in action. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy this absurdity, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats, tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. It is time for 249 card Battle of Wits, oops all spells, no real land. Oh my god, this deck, it's everything. It's literally everything all in one, all at once. What's that movie? I never saw it, although I heard I should watch it. Is that movie actually good? Everywhere, all at once, whatever, blah blah blah. You know what movie I'm talking about? They're It's Mill. Oh no. All right, opponent. Can you mill 249 cards, Hedron Crab? Oh, this is the dream. If Mill was the best deck in the meta, I think we broke it. Actually, we'd probably go up to even more cards. 420 card, no land Belcher out with Double Crab. Here they come. They're gonna mill for 12. Oh dear. That'll put us all the way down to 229 cards. Hey, and a Creeping Chill. Oh, you might... This matchup. This has got to be a Mills player nightmare. Oh, they're going to extract it? Oh, okay. We might have to win by beating down with Ballistron Spies. There is a risk, now that we know about Creeping Chill, if we just mill our entire deck, we could just lose. Why, they only take 3? Maybe our deck was too big for them to look through. They got tired of looking for the 4th one and just gave up. I'm still not sure what we do with this Ballistron Spy. We can recross pass at some point. I guess we need green mana. Actually, no. We can get green mana from Solar Transformer. Oh, I see. There's the 4th one. They were just looking at our deck. I see. All right, opponent. And crap. If we lose to Mill, I swear to God, opponent gonna get a Surveil land. Gonna do some milling. I mean, eventually we should find a Belcher, right? Belcher wins without us needing to worry about, Memory's Journey. Can't beat that. Shovel that back in. Yeah, opponent milling that Fractured Sanity. Yeah, milling 14 cards just not that impressive at the moment. Memory's Journey is nice. That can shuffle something back in eventually. Another recross pass. Well, we will just play a Hydroelectric Specimen untapped and get down a Solar Transformer. Get a little energy past the turn. Opponent cycles. Fractured Sanity. Probably trying to find a land drop. Mills a few cards, including a Vengevine. Wow, no land. Passing. All right, opponent's passing. Do we draw land? Jory Disruption. It's a little tap, but it's a land. We'll play the tap land. It's hard to recross pass with these crabs out. Let's just play a Talisman. Is this an instant? It is. The Memory's Journey might make it a little easier to go for the Spy combo. Ruin Crab. I mean, how many Surgicals can they realistically have? All right, there's a land. There's the milling. Phantasmagorian. Way to discard some cards. And opponent mills us. Passing. The question is, do we actually go for it? Do we go for it? Valakut Awakening. The problem is if we go for it and they have an answer, we get super, super screwed. Yeah, we're going to go for it. All right, Balustrade Spy. See if our opponent counters it. It resolves. Mill ourselves. We're going for it. We're all in. So we mill our deck. We get back a Narcomoeba. Narcomoeba gets back our Swords of the Meek. So we get back the Swords of the Meek. And then, before the Narcomoeba resolves, we find our Salvage Titan. And we exile 3 artifacts to get it back. Narcomoeba resolves. Salvage Titan, sack the Swords of the Meek. Get back the Vengevines. I mean, actually, I think we're good because of Angel's Grace. So what we do is, we get back the Vengevines. We go to combat. This matchup. We go to combat. We swing with all the Vengevines. Opponent's got to block at least one or kill one. So get in with the Vengevines. Why do we still have 1 card in our deck? Shouldn't we have 0 cards in our deck? Pass turn. We have this Memories Journey somewhere. All right, there's the milling of the last card. Nexus of Fate shuffles back in. This matchup is so... Oh, I forgot there's a Nexus of Fate. Good luck, good luck. So we don't even need the Memories Journey. We have that covered in multiple ways. I forgot there's a Nexus of Fate in the deck. Which make Mill's life even more miserable. But what our plan was, so we got Memory Journey in the graveyard. So on our upkeep, before we die to milling out, we flash this back to shuffle 3 cards back in. If our opponent has a counter spell, then we use Angel's Grace just to make it so we can't die for the turn and win with the Vengevines. The question is, what graveyard hate are we concerned about? This might be the greatest matchup of all time. Let's look at a mill deck out of curiosity. I don't know how we can really, I don't know what we can do to fight against it really anyway, but like, do we need to worry about like Leyline of the Voids? That's kind of the question. Mill. Nile Spellbomb, Crypt Incursion. Yeah, all right, sure. Yeah, I guess because they want our graveyard to be full, they don't want a Leyline. I don't know if we really change anything. Yeah, I mean, let's run it back. Let's run it back. We could have just sideboarded our sideboard in, I guess, to add even more cards, but I feel like 249, that's a lot. That's kind of like milling 4 decks at once, which that seems like a challenge for our opponent. This hand doesn't really do anything. It can play Teferi. I don't even know how good Teferi is, although actually Teferi's kind of good, right? It stops our opponent from countering our stuff, interacting with our stuff, but we don't have a win con. Yeah, let's mulligan. See if we can hit something a little more win the gamey. Ew, this only has 1 land. Ew. This actually has a lot of cards we kind of want, but 1 land's not going to do it. 1 land, 2 land. Well, this has a bunch of lands. All right, we will keep. Chromatic Star. Bogart Trawler back. Here goes nothing. Bounded Island and Crabus. There's the Ruin Crab. We draw. Ooh, Prismatic Ending. Well, that's probably worth it. Ouch. And Snipe. And get rid of the Ruin Crab. Pass the turn. I guess if they exile all of our win cons, then we try to win by attacking with random MDFC creatures. Ooh, Jawari Disruption. Okay, I do dream about getting people with Jawari Disruption. When I'm not dreaming about manatizing people, I dream about disrupting people. Wow, they're just going to crack it? Okay, opponent. Desperation mode. Desperation mode. Doing a little dig. What are they digging for? I'm curious what their, like, I win card is. Like, what are they looking for? Finds another grab. And, oh, yield. Oh, Field of Ruin's actually really good because we do not have any basic lands. So Field of Ruin is strip mine. Ooh, Pentad Prism's not bad, though. Let's play the Pentad Prism. See if it resolves. Valakut Awakening, tapped. That Prism's pretty good. That is going to let us function even through this Field of Ruin, I think. Boro, going to do a little milling. Down to 235. You're doing it, Hedron Crab. You're doing it little by little. I mean, they got the combo now. They can bounce this back to their hand every turn and mill us for 3. We might just be dead. We're actually not dead. Opponent's going to blow up our blue source. Well, we are not going to find a basic land, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a lot of cards, but none of them are lands. About it. Mills us. Well, mills a bunch of lands that we kind of wanted. Uh-oh. Still going. Nile Spellbomb. All right, opponent. Look at you go. Opponent passing. If we draw a land, we might just kill the crab. Archive Trap. Okay. Down to 219. We draw. Ooh, a Teferi. Oh, I like Teferi. 1, 2, 3. Play Teferi. Take up Teferi. Play the Fell the Profane. Untapped. Pass the turn. So we still have our Joy Disruption up. Bouncing the crab doesn't do much. I think what we end up doing is Teferi bouncing. Opponent's going to pick up a Boro. Yeah. I mean, they can mill for 3 each turn with this setup. Oh, another Ruin Crab. All right, that resolves. So now I get to mill for 6 a turn. We do need to get a win con at some point. Opponent mills us. And mills us. Ooh, Karn. Okay. Let's play the Karn. It's going to shut off the Nile Spellbomb, which is nice. Opponent, use it or lose it. They didn't get any Vengevines, though, which is good. Yeah, let's do some tutoring. So I think tutor number 1 is probably Engineered Explosives. Yeah, let's get Engineered Explosives. And then Teferi, bounce the Prism, draw a card. And then, yeah, we're just going to play the Joy Disruption. Ooh, Beseech the Mirror. And the Prism can make the mana. Okay, there's actually a world. There's actually a world where this works. We might be able to Beseech for, I guess, Belcher? Opponent. Gonna get us under 200 cards. Oh, there's a Creeping Chill, though. Yes. Boom. That might be the greatest thing to ever happen in Modern. Mill versus 249 card. Oops, all spells. Battle of Wits, no land combo. I wish I could have seen the look on our opponent's face when they sat down to this match and saw 249 cards staring back at them as they played Heathen Crab. Oh my god. This deck might not be good, but boy was that match satisfying. This hand, oh my god. How do we even look at a hand in this deck? Wrath of Skies is good. That's a card that does things. We can draw a card with Tune the Narrative. Do we keep this? I feel like we want a mulligan for a finisher of some kind. Let's mulligan. We want to really have some way to do something in our deck. So we can put this Sword of the Meek back. We have a Lab Man. You know what? Let's try this. I don't know how far we're supposed to mulligan with this deck. Well, let's just play this Salundi Vision tapped. Will we win a game with this deck? That's a real question. Can we win a game? I feel like this is the most against the odds deck I've ever seen. Found it. Mox. Oh no, are we getting Grinding Station? Mox Opal off the artifact line. Probably Affinity. Well, how about a Battle of Wits? Let's see. I mean, 4 out of 243. That's not bad, right? Suppression Rays. Let's Waterlog Teachings. Tune the Narrative. Okay, Word of Invention. Word of Invention. So that can get something. Lotus Bloom for mana. That could be good. Charbelcher, if we get enough mana to actually activate it. We need a lot to work for Charbelcher, though. Found it. Thoughtcast. What we'd really like is to draw one of our Oops All Spells cards, because we have this Laboratory Maniac. Creeping Chill. See, that's one we don't ever really want to draw. Well, 1, 2, let's play this Talisman of Curiosity. Who's the artifact deck now? And then another tapped MDFC go. I didn't know it was possible to build a 249 card all MDFC deck, but apparently it is. This is from Regionals in China. Shadowsphere. Wait, that doesn't make sense. That's called Legend Ruling Yourself. You didn't even tap that Mox Opal. Okay, sure. Empty that hand. And okay, passes. Can we draw a finisher? That is the next question. We draw Amiria's Call. I think what we do, play Amiria's Call tapped. The question is, do we were to get mana in case we draw a Belcher, or do we keep waiting? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. If we get 2 more mana sources, we can whir for the Belcher. Let's run out the Lab Man. We're gonna wait. Getting the extra mana, if we had something in hand to do with it, then I think getting the extra mana would be good. All right, Metallic Rebuke, sure. That doesn't really matter. The way our deck is built, if we do the Oops All Spells thing, we should win the game on the spot, even without the Lab Man. Lab Man's one of the backup plans. Thankfully, our opponent's not killing us. They have the weirdest affinity draw I've ever seen. Oh, here comes some action. Oh, is our opponent worrying? Oh, Coppa Cannoneer, yeah. I mean, we could pack that. We're not going to pack that, though. I don't think we can afford to spend a pack. That gives us the clock. So we have a couple of turns to find something. Lotus Bloom. All right, well, let's suspend Lotus Bloom. Creep and Chill, yeah. How do you like us now? Up to 23 past the turn. So we will be able to win the game after this comes off suspend, but that might be too late against the Coppa Cannoneer. Although I'm kind of amazed we're not more dead already. Like, all right, Memnite, gonna grow the Coppa Cannoneer. This is a very slow affinity draw, and we're still... hey, we're doing our thing. 249 cards. I kind of wish it was 269 just for the memes, but... Or 420. Where's the 420 card deck? Oh, God. Another Cannoneer. Clock increasing. So we have like 2 turns. We could pact one of those, but I feel like pacting one of those doesn't actually win us the game. We need to like be able to combo with the pact backup. We just need to draw like Bellastron Spy. Or the other one, which is named what? Under City Informer. Untap and take down the Lotus Bloom. That's one that we want in the graveyard, not in our hand. Can we whir for anything meaningful? We can get an Engineered Explosives, blow up an Opal, blow up a Memnite. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just pass. I think we're just dying. Okay, so this game, we didn't really do much of anything. We played a lot of MDFCs, though. I'll give our deck that. Darksteel Citadel, there was a Cannoneer, so that's 8 and 6, so we go to 1 right now. Do they have another artifact? Oh, they have Shadow Spear, right. All right, yep. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should have pacted one of the Cannoneers. I just don't feel that really wins us the game. Like, pacting a Cannoneer, yeah, it slows down our death by like a turn, but I don't know. Maybe we should have packed the first one. All right, sideboard. What do we have in this glorious sideboard? Brothers, or do we want it in the sideboard? Because we have ways to tutor from our sideboard. We do have Fae of Wishes to tutor this this deck. Oh, we could have had an Angel's Grace. If there's a card you can think of, it's probably in this deck somewhere. If it's a magic card, it's probably in here. All right, let's find something that has like tutors maybe this time. That we will keep this. We have a Battle of Wits. We only have 2 lands, which is not a huge amount, but Karn can actually be very good against their deck. I think we want to just, yeah, let's Valakut Awakening. Valakut Awakening, go. Opponent. Oh boy, here's a Saga. Okay, scary. Lava Spur Boots, also kind of scary. Memnite, yeah, okay, not as scary, but oh, Mox, okay, now it's scary because it turns on the Mox Opal. Are we equipping the boots and getting in for 1? Oh, opponent. Lost opportunity. They probably have Metallic Rebuke. Opponent passes. We draw a Vengevine. That's one that we kind of want in our deck. Well, let's strike it rich. Pinnacle Monk tapped. Yeah, Vengevine's part of our combo. We really want to be milling it when we mill our entire deck, not drawing it. Although we do have a Battle of Wits in hand. I don't know, man, can we resolve it and is it going to be fast enough? Because the constructs are coming. But we have the Battle of Wits, so we got a shot. We might pull it off. Opponent hits us down to 19. And passes. Land. We need a land. Sundering Eruption. Okay, that's a land. So we can Sundering Eruption untapped. Strike it rich. That gives us the mana to next turn Battle of Wits. Our opponent makes a huge construct, tutor something up. The other option is to try to play a Karn to get an Engineered Explosives. Well, Sundering Eruption untapped. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got it. I think we got a Karn. Play the Karn. See if I think they could have a counter because our opponent's been leaving up blue mana. Can't really do anything about that. There's a Metallic Rebuke. The good news is this does keep our opponent from playing making a construct this turn. The bad news is now we're down to 3 mana and we don't have a way to get Engineered Explosives very quickly. Gonna be losing some lands, but they're probably leaving behind a pretty big... Oh, they're just gonna float a mana. Interesting. I mean, if we can get out of this with no constructs, that makes me feel a little better. We've drawn all red mana somehow. At least we got this Manamorphose to fix our MDFC mana. If we draw a land, we can Manamorphose out of Vengevine. Got him. Gets a Sprig Leaf drop. Takes up their Urza Saga. Cup of Cannoneer. That's a big one. And wow, MDFC action. Untapped. And gonna equip those boots, get in for 6, and we're kind of dying. Is there removal among these 249 cards? Opponent hits us, and it has board 4. Oh my god, another Vengevine. Okay, these Vengevines are not what we want to be drawing. We will add green and green. Well, okay. Pentad Prism. Haha. The problem is we're kind of just dying, though. We might die this turn. Perhaps even likely, because I can make a construct with this, which grows this to 7. Get an artifact off this, grows this to 8. And then any other artifact to trigger it kills us. Oh man, we even had the Battle of Wits in hand this game. I mean, if we went for the Battle of Wits plan, it also wouldn't have worked because we know they had the counter because they countered the Karn. So I'm sure if we just strike it rich, try to run out Battle of Wits, the same thing would have happened. And I'm still like, because it doesn't trigger to our upkeep. If Battle of Wits was end step, it'd be like so much scarier. You already got to do so much work to play 249 cards. You got that artifact? Oh, I guess you can just boots that up. Yep. Well, Okay, we cast a Pentad Prism. We struck it rich a little bit. On to the next one. Time for some more mulliganing, actually. This hand, Creeping Chill, Narcomoeba we need in the library. Plus, we only got one land, so 149 card, Oops All Spells, Belcher. Please be Mill. We love playing against Mill. Ooh. Oh, wait. Do we keep this? I think we keep this. Oh, all right. We're keeping. This hand's sketchy because we only have one land, but I like the Lotus Bloom. Man, if we get... Oh, that says Thoughtseize Bug. If they Thoughtseize us, our life might end. Consider to the bottom? Oh, don't Thoughtseize this. Come on. No Thoughtseize about it. Mill. How about milling us? How about a Hedron Crab? Hedron Crab? Uh-oh. Black mana. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're going to live up to their name in Thoughtseize, aren't they? Blood Crypt. Untapped. 17. Black mana. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We should have went with the username and known. Although, yeah, I guess we could have went to 5. 5 doesn't feel great, but we could have. We could have, should have, would have. Bonnet takes Lotus Bloom. Well, now we really need to draw some lands. All right, that's MDFC. So we'll play a Witch Enchanter, untapped, and get down a Chromatic Star. Go. Our main hope here is to up our artifact count and then whir for a Belcher, probably. Pluto Delta for our opponent. Burning. All right, so let's see what happens. Burning Inquiry, spin it to win it, spin it to win it. And, well, we lost the whir. Opponent, discard a Bowmasters. Glad to see that gone. Well, if they have a bunch of hollow ones, Nethergoyf. All right, that is a real clock. We draw. Yeah, I mean, we got to play this untapped. Down to 14. Play the Talisman. I mean, our most realistic pathway to victory is probably drawing one of the Oops All Spells creatures. Because our opponent's got a fast clock, too fast of a clock, not more Burning Inquiries. We actually kind of want our cards. The Bogart Trawler to nuke our opponent's graveyard, actually. At least shrinks the Goyf. Yeah, we can't really Wargate for anything. 1, 2, 3, not enough mana. I mean, maybe we want this to happen. My first impulse is to force a negation it, but we might actually need them to just loot us into like a Balustrade Spy. I think we let it go. Wow. Exact same hand. Nothing. Oh, double Detectives Phoenix, though. Oh, we need Miracle. Oh, we actually might be dead, come to think of it. Because they can bestow these Phoenixes. 6 and 7 is 13. They bestow the Phoenixes. Okay, Dragon Rage Channeler. Well, that's better than bestowing a Phoenix. We just want to be alive to see one more draw, because if we draw a Balustrade Spy or Undercity Informer, we can still win this. The math, not great. 235 cards in the deck, so that is a bit of a downside, but if we can overcome the math... Oh, they're going to put the Phoenix on the DRC. Can we... Is it possible to force a negation of bestowed? Oh, we can. Okay, well, yeah. So I think this means we get to see one more card. So we're taking 9. Yeah, I mean, this is it. We got to draw the Balustrade Spy or the Undercity Informer. Balustrade Spy or Undercity Informer. We get 2 looks because we can redraw with the Chromatic Star. Talisman. That's not going to do it. Yeah, let's crack this. Add black. Balustrade Spy. Oh, Brig to Light. If we had one more mana, that would have worked. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. Hollow one doing hollow one things. Well, let's bring in the Vexing Bauble. Because if we have it in our opening hand, it is good against hollow one. Maybe one Supreme Verdict, running like that. Nice thing about sideboarding with this deck is we just add in more cards. Pretty easy. Well, this hand actually looks pretty great. Play Jwari Disruption. Go. I mean, this might actually just be a turn 3 win. And if our opponent does something wild, like Burning Inquiry, we can force. We probably have to force Thoughtseize too, actually. And Nethergoyf. Okay, Nethergoyf's fine. We don't care about Nethergoyf. Passing. Wait, are we going to get this win? The deck definitely can win. It's just a matter of having the right cards. The right cards in your opener. So I think Amiria's Call, untapped. Get down the Pentad Prism. So this should give us enough mana to win the game next turn, I think. As long as we have the Undercity Informer. If they get rid of the Undercity Informer, it all falls apart. But hopefully the Force can save us. Well, I mean, when we have the right cards in our 249 card deck, Faithlessly, that's fine. Opponent can build their hollow ones. We don't care about our opponent making hollow ones. All of that is fine. We just don't want our opponent to do something that could make us lose the Undercity Informer. Thoughtseize. Well, all right. Force a negation. Pitch the Teferi. Now I guess our opponent needs like a Surgical. Down to 15. Well, now we do the combo and we should just win. Oh, that's fine. Wait, is that fine? We mill the Phantasmagorian. I think it still works. Oh no, do I have to? Oh, now we got to look up Phantasmagoria. Do you have to discard 3 cards for Phantasmagorian? I want to play another land. Discard 3. Well, I guess we can take the Pentad Prism. Actually, let's Fell the Profane, untapped. Undercity Informer. Make a mana. Sack it. And now we get to do the combo. The Nexus of Fate goes back in. This should just be game, though. Well, apparently you can win on turn 3 with 249 cards. You just need the Undercity Informer. So we want the Creeping Chillstrees out first. So Creeping Chill, yeah. Yes. So this hits our opponent for 12. And then Narcomoeba gets back the Swords of the Meek. Now we need to find the Salvage Titan. Salvage Titan, exile, 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 get it back to hand. Sure. Make a white mana, do a little sacking, and that should do it. That should do it. Vengefind's coming. Wait, is our opponent scooping? What's going on? Moto. The power of our 249 card Battle of Wits deck just too much. All right, so we make the mana, sack 3 artifacts. 1, 2, 3. Get back all the Vengefines. I mean, the deck actually is not that bad. It's not that bad. It is. It is hilarious, but even though our record might not be great overall, like, we're getting a lot of wins with it. Even in our losing efforts, we still end up winning a lot of games. Well, get him with the Vengefines, and yeah, got him. Well, that's the dream. That's the dream. That's what we want to see. Oh, what a deck. What a beautiful... I just want to know who sat down. And this deck originally was played in paper to RCQ. I want to know who sat down and, like, dug out 249 cards out of their collection to build this file. Like, who did that? Who actually said, I was like, you know what? I'm going to this RC. You know what I think would be fun? What if I made Battle of Wits Oops All Spells? With 249 cards in every MDFC in existence. Yeah, this we got a mulligan. Only 1 land. Although the Desperate Ritual's kind of nice. Yeah, we got a mulligan it. I mean, we have a prismatic ending. All right, down to 5. I mean, our opponent's also at 5, so I guess that's fair. Okay, I mean, we got to try it. Battle of Wits 2 lands, but we got to try it. So we need the 2 lands. Reforge the Soul definitely goes. I guess Pact? So we definitely need a bunch of blue mana. We could really use Mana Rock. That's what we really want. Also, not to get hit by too much discard. I mean, our opponent's also at 5. Can they really hold a Thoughtseize? I wonder what they were mulliganing for. Graveyard Hate? One of my goals with this deck, like, winning with the Oops All Spell Power is cool. Like, it's still a ridiculous deck. Even if we win with Oops All Spells. It would be cool to actually see a Battle of Wits with, though. That would be sweet. Found a blue to Delta, and if our opponent was mulliganing for Graveyard Hate, the Battle of Wits is really good at getting around that if we can get the mana for it. Karn and Snaring Bridge could also be good in this matchup. Well, okay. Let's play a Sundering Eruption tapped and pass the turn. Talisman's good. That's some blue mana. We're getting there. Well, if we win this match with Battle of Wits, I'm going to be thrilled. Oh my god, that'd be so sweet. Opponent cracks blue to Delta. All right, Thoughtseize Bug. Gonna get the Surveil land. Leaves it on top. Oh, all right. No Thoughtseize, no Burning Inquiry. Arid Mesa for our opponent. Yeah, maybe like a Goblin Lore. Could be Bowmaster. Okay, that's actually kind of hilarious. Like, that does shut down the Oops All Spells kill, but little does our opponent know. Galvanic Discharge. Little does our opponent know. We're actually kind of trying to win with Battle of Wits. This does mean we need to draw lands. We can't Desperate Ritual out the card. And 3 mana, Blood Moon. That actually still doesn't really stop us. Opponent found all the hate cards, but they're hating on not what we have in hand. Prismatic Ending. That's not helpful. Okay, we will pass the turn. The hate cards are doing something. It's keeping us from playing this card in this turn, so it is doing something. But I don't think we care too much about Blood Moon. Dragon Rage Channeler. I mean, we are going to kill this. Well, let's use one of our beautiful mountains to discharge the DRC. Would be a nice turn to draw MDFC. Especially, well, I guess it doesn't even matter. I was going to say a blue one, but it doesn't really matter. And land for the Karn, please. MDFC? MDFC, that's MDFC. All right, so play the mountain, play the Karn, take down the Karn. Do we have anything that fixes our mana? Not really. Let's just take an Ensnaring Bridge. So the Blood Moon is kind of hurting us because we could have tutored up a blue land if we weren't locked under the Blood Moon. Wow, cycles the Hollowwood. So it ended up being a very weird game. Opponent went for the stacks plan with the sideboard hate cards. All right, Burning Ink. Oh, come on, not the Battle of Wits, not the Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, well, that's actually kind of fine. We still got the Ensnaring Bridge. Opponent's gonna Faithless Looting. Discards a couple cards, include Death Shadow. All right, that's kind of scary. Oh, another Battle of Wits. Well, let's take down the Karn. Do we have Graveyard Hate? Yes. Well, let's take the Tormod's Crypt. Let's play the Tormod's Crypt. And I think we get down the Ensnaring Bridge. Actually, you know what? Let's just do this right now. They got a bunch of Faithless Lootings in there. I feel like just getting rid of the graveyard now is pretty decent. Faithless Looting. Another one. All right, so we need Manamorphose. We need a mana. We just need any way to make one more blue mana. One more blue mana, we should have it. It's as simple as that. Opponent. Discard. Damping Spear, Blood Moon discarded. Plays a land. All right, passes. Salon Division. Well, take up the Karn. Do we want to start attacking? Is that what this is about? Yeah, let's just take up on nothing. Take up the Karn. Play Salon Division. Huh. How do we get rid of the Blood Moon? If we get rid of the Blood Moon, we can also do it. And pass. We just need the blue mana. We're so close. Opponent passes. Or I guess white mana lets us Teferi to bounce the Blood Moon. That would also let us do it. Bring to Light. We don't have green mana. Well, take up the Karn. Yeah, I guess this Blood Moon is hurting us. Pass the turn. We can get the Engineered Explosives, but we can't get 3 colors of mana at the moment to kill it. Burning Inquiry. Spin it to win it, spin it to win it. Okay, so we lost our Teferi in one Battle of Wits. Opponent finds a swamp, so they got some black mana. But they are once again out of cards. Opponent passing. Amiria's Call. Tick down Karn. Chalice of the Void. And Chalice on one. We have morphed into some sort of prison deck here. Chalice on one. Amiria's Call. And pass the turn. We might actually just run out this Hydroelectric Specimen. Faithless Looting into the Chalice. Sure. Well, Hydroelectric Specimen. It's MDFC's time to shine. 1, 2, 3, boom. Flash it in. 16 turns from now, opponent, you were in serious trouble. Passes, we untap. Bogart Trawler. Tick up the Karn. And pass the turn. We could be animating. Maybe we should. I don't want to lose the Ensnaring Bridge or the Talisman, though. I'm afraid to animate our artifacts. Weirdest game ever. Come on. Mana Rock. Shatter Skull Smashing. Tick up the Karn on nothing. Go to combat. Get in with the Specimen. Yeah, let's play it. Play the Trawler, pass the turn. Want to hold on to the Smashing, because it actually, if they play Hollow One or something, we can actually just kill it. Wow. Hollow One? Are we doing it? There it is. Full price Hollow One. An offer you can't refuse. That's actually great. Oh, check this out. Oh, this is so good. So 1, 2. We Shatter Skull Smashing. Target the Hollow One for 0. Wait, does that say it can't be 0? Why can I not do this for 0? You should be able to cast it for 0, right? 1, 2, 3, 1. I mean, I guess we can still do it if... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I'm glad I thought of this. Okay. Whew. That was almost a big pun. Editor. You should take that whole part out, because we were about to try to offer you can't refuse ourselves into that Chalice. All right, new plan. We kill the Chalice. Why can't I cast this for 0, though? Huh. Maybe that's a bug. Okay, so new plan. Smashing. Kill it. So kill the Hollow One. Take down Karn. Engineered Explosives. Actually, let's get in with the... Actually, do we? Do they have haste? Yeah, let's get in with the Specimen. Pass the turn. Oh, we're super close. So, all right, here's the line I'm thinking of. Karn can tick up, get rid of the Chalice of the Void. We play the Engineered Explosives. We offer you can't refuse the Engineered Explosives to get 2 treasures that we can then spend on the Battle of Wits, which then, hopefully, theoretically... Oh, Bowmaster, okay. Bowmaster's going to kill the Karn. Well, that slows us down. We draw in Unearth, which doesn't... Oh, it gets back Lab Man, I guess. All right, let's just pass the turn. At some point, we want to get cards out of our hand, but that's proving to be difficult. All right, we're just going to pass. And 3 mana, 5 mana, Hollow One. I'm going to do some passing. We do need to get cards out of our hand. Yeah, let's cycle Unearth. It is going to trigger the Bowmaster. Ooh, we draw a Valakut Awakening. That would be great if there wasn't a Bowmaster. So opponent pings us to 15. We untap. prismatic ending that we can't cast. Engineered explosives on 2. Pass the turn. Gets in. Well, we will block the hollow one. Well, 1, 2. Blow up the explosives. 1, 2, 3. Boy, they better not have another Bowmaster. Valakut Awakening. 1, 2, 3, 4. But we didn't have any colors of meaningful mana. Talisman of Curiosity. Play the Talisman. Yeah, I think we 1, 2, 3. Recross the paths. And do a little deck stacking. There might have been another line that we're overlooking where, like, maybe we could have engineered explosives on 0 to blow up the Chalice. And then try to cast something else for the in offer you can't refuse. So I think the win is actually a Belcher win. Put Turntimber Symbiosis on top, because that's the most expensive card. Followed by a Belcher. We could go for the Reforge the Soul line, but I don't think we want to against a Bowmaster deck, because that'd be one way we would die next turn. So stack the Belchers, just in case there's like some weird Burning Inquiry stuff. So Turntimber stays on top. Or no, Turntimber goes to the bottom. We win the Clash. We got the Belcher win for next turn. Not only the Belcher win, but the greatest Belcher win of all time. Opponent puts it to the bottom. Well, we pass the turn. Can our opponent deal 11 damage to us this turn through the Chalice? We drop to 5. Hollow one. Okay, we did it. Oh my god, we did it. Oh, well, we didn't get the Battle of Wits win, which is sad. However, we did figure out a way to win. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goblin Char Belcher. And 223 cards left. The biggest damage Belcher of all time. I feel a little sad because I feel like there was a tricky line that could have got the Battle of Wits win. I feel like there was a tricky line where we could have like blown up our own Chalice with engineered explosives and maybe made it work, but I don't remember our hand at that time. Because we still would need something to cast. And that was a big problem. We didn't have anything we could cast because of the Blood Moon. Sure, any order. Any order is fine. Negative 210 and... We're 2-2. We're 2-2. Are we gonna get a treasure chest with this file? Oh god. Oh, the only thing that would make this better is if we could win with Battle of Wits one time. That's the only thing we're missing, but we are so incredibly doing it. Well, okay. Somehow, some way, we keep winning. Sweet. This hand. So Creeping Chill's bad. Is Karn enough to keep a hand? So Karn, from our sideboard, can it get a win con? Not really. It can get like Ensnaring Bridges and hate cards. We want the Creeping Chill in our deck. Yeah, I think we just mulligan. I don't know if we're supposed to go to 5. 5 is not a lot of cards. I think we got to mulligan pretty aggressively. All right, this we're going to keep. We'll put the Creeping Chill to the bottom. I guess Angel's Grace? A little bit of ways from casting this Besiege the Mirror. Just a smidge. Gonna need to find a little bit of fixing, perhaps. Opponent. Sacred Foundry. Yeah. Oh god, Ragavan. Well, okay. Hopefully you like stealing MDFCs. You do you, monkey. Well, there's a Fey of Wishes. Let's play this tap land past the turn. What happens if someone Blood Moons us? Watch them actually steal something relevant. I'm gonna be sad. We have so many janky cards in this deck. Foundry, Ragavan. Hits. Treasure. Steals. Sundering. Oh god. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh no. If they cast this, we lose. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, I think our opponent should just cast Sundering Eruption. If they cast Sundering Eruption and blew up this land, we don't have a basic to replace it with. Oh, that's a Balustrade Spy. Well, Razor Glass Ambush tapped. Balustrade Spy gives us hope. That is one of our Oops All Spells cards. We need 2 mana, basically. We need black mana. And it could win us the game. Opponent combat. Oh, they got a Phage in the graveyard. That's less than good. Gets it. Hits us. Opponent's off to a pretty fast start, though, which is kind of scary. Opponent hits us. Ragavan, we're down to 12. Steals a Karn, which they actually can play if they want to for some reason. We didn't really want to draw that. Oh, Guide of Souls. Okay. Things are getting sketchier. And, oh no, a Johnny. Well, let's consider. Undercity Informer going graveyard. There's Salundi Vision, which is a land. Maybe we can live long enough. It's going to be close. We untap. We need to draw Black Source, though. Oh, God, Vengevine. That needs to be in the deck. We're very good at drawing Vengevines. We're going to cast Fey of Wishes to have a blocker. I'm not actually sure if this is enough, because we got to keep in mind, too, that assuming we draw a Black Source, we need it to be an untapped Black Source, And we need to have at least 3 life. So if they can hit us to 3, there's not actually a land we can draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And yeah, that actually kills us. All right. Well, not yet. We're getting closer. We're almost there. Let's bring in Supreme Verdict. You know what? Let's just play 250. That's fine. We already got 249 cards. I imagine going to 250 does not throw off the ratio by that much. Little too slow that game. Just a smidge. So I think what we want is we need ideally some sort of ramp and some sort of finisher. I think that's our dream opening hand, is like ramp and Battle of Wits. Ramp and one of the Miller deck cards, Balustrade Spy. I think that's what we need. Like something to speed it up a little bit and a way to actually win the game. I'm sure we got to mulligan aggressively with this deck. The question is just how aggressively. Okay, so this ain't, well, we have to mulligan this because the mana's bad and we want Vengevine and Narcomoeba in our deck. So we got to mulligan just to put those back. Okay. We'll put the Creeping Chill to the bottom. All right, well, I mean, this hand could work. We're even on the play. Let's start with the dual lands that come into play tapped. We'll see how fast our opponent's draw is. Waterlock Teachings, go. If we draw blue source, we probably run out this Oracle just as a blocker. So in theory, we can Oops All Spells combo turn 4 with this hand. All right, there's a Ragavan. Ragavan's annoying just because it speeds up our opponent's kill a bit. Salundi Vision. Well, let's play Salundi Vision. I think this is fine. So we Salundi Vision here. We can cast the Thassa's Oracle as a blocker, which I think we will. In theory, we don't need it to win the game when we do our combo, assuming we execute the combo correctly. Opponent. Ragavan hits us. Steals Academ's Awakening. Probably not super helpful. Arid Mesa for our opponent. We do need to dodge a hate card of some kind. Plains. Add. Guide as Souls. The clock increases. And Ocelot Pride. The clock increases even more. Yeah, opponent gains some life. Makes a cat gain some life. The other concern. Wow, do we have to not run out Thassa's Oracle? Oh, okay. That makes it better. Let's run out Fae of Wishes. The thing about Thassa's Oracle is we kind of don't mind having it in our hand as a backup plan for winning the game. If our opponent gains too much life, we might, because what we're going to do, so how the combo works, if we do it correctly, we get all 4 Creeping Chills, which is 12, and then we get all 4 Vengevines, but our opponent might have too many blockers. We'll see how they attack here. Maybe playing Fae of Wishes was bad? Maybe it was a bad idea because our opponent, oh, okay, they're just going to swing. Oh, this is going to be enough. So opponent gets to put counters on something. It's going to be the Ragavan. Well, we're just going to block this Ocelot Pride. It is going to flip the Ajani. We drop to 12. So opponent's going to have 1 or 2 blockers. They have 2 treasures. Well, we'll see. What are we doing with Ajani? Going to make a cat and kill the Fae of Wishes. I actually am not sure we can deal enough damage, which is, oh, they're going face? All right, they go face. At least we get to show the combo off, although having it not actually work is a little scary. Oh, please don't draw a Sword of the Meek or a Salvage Titan or a Vengevine. So we can Fel the Profane untapped. We drop to 4. Bonus, Sacred Foundry untapped down to 19. Oh, if this is Season Pyro, that's a lot of blockers. Wargate for 0. Gets a Surveil land. Opponent's at 19. Actually, I think we have enough. I think we're going to win a game. I think we're going to do it. Opponent passes. We untap. Pact of Negation back up. Well, Fel the Profane untapped. Down to 4. Well, now it's combo time. So we cast Balustrade Spy. We target ourselves. We have 0 lands in the deck, so this mills our entire library. Everything. 239 cards going in the bid. And now we have to do some shenanigans. So how this works, assuming Moto doesn't crash. So we want the Creeping Chills to resolve first. We hit our opponent for 3. We hit our opponent for 6. We hit our opponent for 9. We hit our opponent for 12. So Narcomoeba comes into play. Narcomoeba triggers the Swords of the Meek. The 3 Swords of the Meek are not actually any good, but what they do is they let us, if we can find it, in this huge stack. Oh, that's gonna be the hard part. That Salvage Titan that we've seen before. We find, there it is. We find the Salvage Titan. We exile the 3 Sword of the Meek to get back the Salvage Titan. Creature number 2 gets back all the Vengevines. They attack, kill our opponent, and not only do we win a game, we won a game against one of the best decks in Modern. Okay, it is possible. To win with 249 cards, oops, all spells, no real land. Modern combo. And this, Eladrami Skull, what does that do? Oh, this hand actually sucks. We only have one land. We gotta mill that one. Ooh, okay. We got the Recross Pass. Recross Pass lets us stack our deck. So I think we put Subtlety to the bottom. Windswept Teeth. Our deck's not that great at killing things, unfortunately. There's a Guide of Souls. We draw a Karn. Well, Waterlogged Teachings go. So next turn we can fell, take 3, play the Talisman. Then the next turn we can oh no, that's awkward. Opponent. Oslot Pride, gain some life. And a Surveil land. Gets in. And makes a cat. Yeah, the clock is so fast. We untap and draw a Belcher. Yeah, we gotta do it. I mean, Fell the Provane untapped, get down the Mana Rock. I mean, if we draw an untapped land, maybe there's a world where we just go Belcher, live a turn, activate Belcher, kill you? That would require drawing untapped land this turn, though. Thankfully, our opponent did not have a creature pre-combat to do Guide of Soul stuff. And Flooded Strand, and cracks it. Sacred Foundry, down to 19. Oh, God. Oh, no. Molten. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's so bad for us. Well, Salundi Vision's tapped. Yo. Okay, we drew an Undercity Informer, which actually does the Oops All Spells trick. So if we draw an untapped land, we don't have to wait for Belcher. We can just go for Undercity Informer, assuming we have enough life, and they don't blow up more lands, or Mana Rocks, opponent gets and hits us. So we're taking 6? We're taking 6 down to 5. I think we're drawing live to an untapped land. I think. Okay, untapped land, untapped land, untapped land. Magic gods, come on. Smile upon the Battle of Wits players. Untapped land. Oh, prismatic ending that we can't even cast. Yeah, if we had drawn if we had drawn a land, or if our opponent didn't have Molten Rain of all things, I think we would have won the match. Okay, so I mean, we are dead. We can't even prismatic ending. We actually can't really. We can recross pass to stack our deck, but that doesn't actually do anything. And then, yeah, we literally die because it says flying, right? So we place Undercity Informer, block here, die. All right. Well, in some ways, that was an encouraging performance. We're really close to actually winning the match, and we took down a game, so we know it's possible to win a game with this deck. We're getting there. We're going for the 3-2. One of the least likely 3-2s that I could ever imagine. This deck is, oh boy, this hand. Okay, so Vengevine is one of the cards we want in our hand least. Even if the rest of our hand was perfect, I think we probably mulligan to get rid of the Vengevines. So we're gonna mulligan. Come on, Battle of Wits. We got a Lotus Bloom hand. Okay, we gotta put something to the bottom, which is going to be. Oh, we might need Manamorphose. Ugh. Oh, the question is, how much do we care about this Wrath of Skies? The Manamorphose lets us cast. You know what? Let's just put Manamorphose to the bottom. That's fine. In theory, we suspend the Lotus Bloom. That gets us the mana. That gets us some mana. Don't Thoughtseize. All right, Thoughtseize. Gosh darn it. We had a plan, which was Lotus Bloom, Faya Wishes for Battle of Wits. Now I don't really know what our plan is. I imagine you got to take Lotus Bloom, right? That's the only thing that. Yeah, so, well, okay. I mean, 3 out of 43 that we draw another one, so not impossible. Play a tap land. Go. Black Bloom Rogue. I forgot this one existed. This is one of the MDFCs that I don't even play. I'm the biggest MDFC believer, and I do not play Black Bloom Rogue opponent. Oh, no. Oh boy, that's bad news. That's real bad news. Let's play more tap lands. So Dauthi Voidwalker, we can't combo through that, unfortunately. Hits us down to 17. I forgot how good Dauthi Voidwalker is. That's a card that you don't see nearly as much now as you did a couple years ago. But it's, oh boy, 2 of them. All right, we need to find white mana for this Wrath of the Skies. That's our next hope. White mana, please. We can 1-2 Pentad Prism. Oh, this hand would have probably got the Battle of Wits win. Play the Pentad Prism. Play a Disciple of Freyalise tapped. I mean, so we can Wrath of Skies away the Voidwalkers. We lose our Prism. It's probably going to be necessary, though, because I'm not sure. Actually, okay, let's think about this. Let's think. So we have this Feo Wishes. We take 6 to 11. We Feo Wishes to get Battle of Wits. We take 6 to 5. We play Battle of Wits. We die. Okay, that doesn't quite work. That ends with death. Opponent gets it, hits us. Opponent, pass it. Well, let's see. Oh, we can't strike it rich. It costs us a mana. Well, the Belcher win's kind of close. We could just run it out. The question is, how many answers do they theoretically have? Well, we play this Bridgeworks battle tapped. We can Fae of Wishes, which could get Ensnaring Bridge, I guess. That doesn't seem great. Opponent's got 3. You know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Goblin Charbelcher. Let's play it. Pestered. I mean, if you can stop it, you can stop it. Or kill us. That also would stop it. The scary part of this is, because of our ridiculous mana, because we use a Pentad Prism, we can't Wrath of Skies. So if they do answer the Belcher, it's very scary. But I mean, with this deck, I'll take a win however we get it. There's no complaint. Come on, don't blow up the Belcher. Oh, wait, Shieldred. Okay. Do we win? I think we win. Opponent, combat. We got 239 cards, so the Belcher should be enough. Gets in hit. We could start sniping their Voidwalkers and Shieldreds. Opponent hits us. Down to 5. Well, I mean, we get to untap and do a little belching. 1 and 2 and 3. And it's going to be a good Belcher. You ever see those belching contests where people just like burp at each other? We'd be winning that by a mile. I'm just saying. That is a impressive belch. You know what's even weirder is those slap fighting. I don't understand. I don't really understand the slap fighting. It's, if you've never seen it, it's just like these really big dudes that just like stand across from each other and just slap each other until they pass out, which it seems like the most opponent. A little belch. It seems like the least responsible sport I could imagine. Like, at least like boxing, MMA, there's some sort of safety regulation. And this is just like, you got to stand there and they like measure it up and do the like, and then whack. And like, I don't know how people don't just die. Like, it actually reminds me of like early days MMA, like or MMA in the 90s when there was like, oh, like we want to fight and there was no rules allowed. And then it's just like people getting kicked in the teeth while they're on the ground and stuff. And just like, okay, yeah, maybe this should, maybe this should not be a thing. But then they made rules and MMA became like a real sport. So I can't imagine that happening. How do we get on slap fighting? How do we get there from Belcher? I don't even know. Sideboard wise, throwing a Wrath, I guess. So I imagine that our opponent's a Necrodominance deck. That would make the most sense. Not that we can do much about that. We got our Witch Enchanters. No problem. All right. One-time Magic. We don't just want to win Magic Gods. We do want to win, but we don't just want to win. We want a Battle of Wits win. I still feel like that one game we maybe could have. It would have been weird and hard. And I'm going to have to go back and watch that game. The one with the engineered explosives in the chat list. That one weird game. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that one and see. I still can't shake the feeling that there was a line where we could have won with Battle of Wits there. Maybe we would have died because of it. And maybe I'm wrong. But it would have been a very like counterintuitive line. But there might have been a way to get the Battle of Wits win there. This hand. Ooh, this has no MDFCs. Okay, well, this is the easiest mulligan of all time. This hand, well, okay, we got another try with the Lotus Bloom. You know, this hand's actually pretty good. I like this hand. We will keep. We'll put a Consider to the bottom. We will hope for once to avoid the turn one Thoughtseize so we can suspend a Lotus Bloom. We haven't Lotus Bloomed once. So much for the Lotus Bloom. You know what I want? And this is probably a horrible idea. How about some untapped dual land MDFCs, Wizards? How about actually untapped and they gain you life when you play them? You gain 5 life. You know, there goes a Lotus Bloom. Of course. Well, we will play a Blood-Soaked Insight and pass the turn. Opponent, Fellmire, probably better known as MDFC, Emperor of Bones. All right, well, it is possible that we need to kill that. Opponent's going to exile our Lotus Bloom. Talisman Impulse. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. I want to suspend this Profane Tutor, but I think this is just better. We can play the Pinnacle Monk untapped. We can play a Talisman, do a little Rampant. And this also lets us leave up the Galvanic Discharge, so we can kill the Emperor Bones if we have to. Or we can wait and try to kill something better, like a Voidwalker. Opponent, Another Verge. A lot of verging. Is there a chance we actually finish with a winning record with this deck? Infamous small Chinese tournament. Actually, not even small. Regionals is not a small tournament, opponent. Relica Progenitus. All right. Well, I mean, in theory, Karn will take care of that opponent. Gonna do some Emperor of Bonesing. Nothing to reanimate. Do we snipe the Emperor of Bones? Yes. All right. Well, now we'll kill the Emperor of Bones. If we draw an untapped land, we can play Karn, which would be great. If we don't draw an untapped land, then it's suspend Profane Tutor, play the tap land. Opponent passes. Tune the narrative. All right, well, play the tap land. Suspend Profane Tutor. I mean, maybe it's Profane Tutor for Battle of Wits. It's not impossible. Oh, that would be such a sweet way to get the win. About it. Shadowy Backstreet, gonna do a little surveilling to the graveyard. Maybe they're not Necrodominance. That was my first guess, but maybe they're just like Orzhov Blank. Vindicates a land. And land off the top, please. I guess we can tune the narrative if we have to. To Fairy, well, we can't cast that, so let's tune the narrative. Get a little energy draw, Supreme Verdict, pass the turn. All right, well, maybe we are going to be tutoring for a land, as awkward as that is. Ketramos. And they got the Relic to go with it. Yeah, Vindicate was brutal. Godless Shrine, untapped down to 12, and Emperor of Bones. Gets to exile. Ketramos is insane. Triggers Ketramos, draws a card. Yeah, Ketramos is pretty good. Well, now we get to tutor. Man, losing that land was brutal. Brutal. Well, that's Profane Tutor. No idea what we're tutoring for now that we only have 3 lands. Oh, if we want to be greedy, we could go for the win. The greedy line is taking Balustrad's Spy or Undercity Informer. Their graveyard hates tapped at the moment. Do we have green mana? We do. We could also take Recross Pass and stack our deck for next turn. But with 3 lands, I don't think that does much. Do we just go for the win? Is that the correct line? Yeah, I think that's correct. Well, we're going to take Balustrade Spy. And we're going to draw Talisman. All right, well, 1 and 2. Play the Talisman. Pass the turn. So the good news is our opponent doesn't know that we're a Balustrade Spy deck. And they're incentivized to tap their Relic main phase to draw with Ketramos. So there's still a world where this can work. We do need our opponent to not hit a Thoughtseize or another Graveyard Hate spell. Not the Battle of Wits win, but we got 249 cards. We'll take our wins however we could get them. Although I do really want to win with Battle of Wits. About it. Doing Ketramos things, doing Emperor of Bones things. Not a Voidwalker. That would be really bad. Okay, Emperor of Bones adapts, gets back another Emperor of Bones, goes to combat, gonna do some triggering. Exiles. They don't get to turn on Ketramos yet, thankfully. They do get to draw 2 cards, which means Disruption is a possibility. Yeah, opponent exiles 2. Yeah, Ketramos is so good. Down to 8. Gonna sack the Relic to draw another card. Okay, this turns on Ketramos. This doesn't kill us, though. Like, Ketramos is on, opponent gets to gain back some life. They're up to 9 cards in... Wait, 9? That can't be correct, is it? How do they have 9 cards in hand? Did they draw 1 for each card with Relic? I don't think it's supposed to work that way. 1 or more cards. I feel like they just drew a ton of cards off that. Well, we'll see. Found it. Oh, I guess the Relic goes to exile, too, so maybe that's it. Opponent adapts. Wait, we're going to win. I think we're going to win. They already played a land, right? Oh, God! Soul Spike! Oh, my goodness! Well, run it back. Oh, my God! We were so close. Okay, we're on the play for once in our dang life, which means if we draw Lotus Bloom on the play, we can actually suspend it, which is apparently impossible to do. But it could happen for once. Oh, we were going to win that game, too. Our opponent's land destruction spell actually won them that game. Without the land destruction, I think we win for sure. I still feel like they drew more than they should have with that Ketramos, but I'm going to have to, I guess I'm going to have to check. Maybe they just naturally... Because weren't they at like 3 cards in hand? How'd they go to 9? Like, they had the Oracles, and they activated the Relic, which is like 3 cards. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, maybe it just adds up to that many. Maybe Ketramos is just that insane. All right, Magic Gods, can you please, for our last game, give us a good hand? We're on the play. They can't Thoughtseize our... Oh, no, this is the absolute worst hand. We need this in the deck. We need this in the deck. We could try to just turbo out a Belcher, but that doesn't seem... like a great plan. I mean, I guess we get to consider a bunch of times. We have a War of Invention. We have 2 lands, 3 lands. So we put an Angel's Grace to the bottom. Well, all right. I guess go consider. Maybe that'll be good. It could be good. Hydroelectric Specimen, untapped. Yeah, Sands doesn't excite me, but those considers could be everything. I am a little disappointed that both of the times we drew a Lotus Bloom, it was when we were on the draw against the Thoughtseize deck. When it would be super nice to just be like, hey, guess what? New opponent. I don't know what they take here. They can take a land, they can take the Whir. I guess they can take a consider. Maybe our hand sucks so much that Thoughtseize isn't good against us. That might be the game plan here. Because if you just look at this hand, it actually looks just like a random pile of cards. It does not look like we're playing a deck. It looks like someone was drafting Modern Horizons 3 and they just like mixed in some draft chaff and that was, we just scooped it all up and that was that. Eladrami's Call to the graveyard. Just kidding. 2 in a row. Eladrami's Call. Well, that's a bit away from being good. Losing the blue mana also kind of hurts. Jeez, surgical extraction on the consider. All right. Well, life is getting real bad. Real bad. Opponent is down to 13, which is a bit of something, but we have 3 cards in hand and 2 lands and are not especially close to casting anything. Oh, what a rough start to this one. Oh, 249 cards. All right, opponent. Yeah, take the consider. You can. The downside of this deck is there's so many cards. Anytime someone casts a surgical or something, they just take like 15 minutes to look at our deck list. And you know it's not doing them any good because there's no way you're going to remember all the things that are in our deck anyway. I don't even know what... Phantasmagorian. Probably better known as literally the card we want to draw the least in the entire world. Like, I think this actually is the literal worst top deck in our entire deck. Like, 100%. It's a one of that's in our deck specifically in case we do the combo thing and mill our deck, but we don't have, or we get stuck with combo pieces in hand. Then in theory, we can mill over the Phantasmagorian and discard whatever, our Vengevines or whatever we need in the graveyard to get them back. Opponent also, jeez. I feel like this is about the best possible start our opponent can have against our deck. Thoughtseize into Surgical or Consider into Dauthi Voidwalker to shut down our graveyard, and life's not looking good. The poor kids might not be it after all. Opponent, Emperor of Bones. We really need to draw some mana. Some mana would be super helpful. Opponent gets to start exiling stuff from the graveyard. Sure. Gets in for 3. Sure. That is technically a land. It is not an especially exciting one. I mean, talk about inconsistency. The mana base in this deck is literally the least consistent mana base I could imagine. I'm not sure I could imagine a mana base that is less consistent than this. You got the Ketramos too. Yeah, opponent just had the ideal draw for their deck. Like, I think they would take that starting hand every game, every match, and be thrilled about it. Gains, loses a life to the Ketramos for now. Hits us for a bunch. And we're just on such a fast clock. These are the games where it's hard to know how you can realistically piece things together. Like, so, oh man, we can't even Whir. If we had triple blue, the Whir would actually be good. But we're actually just dead, right? There's nothing... Well, I guess in theory, well, no, there's a void. I was going to say in theory we could draw a Spy. An opponent finds a Soul Spike, and we scoop it up. 249 cards. 249 cards. I don't know what to say. We didn't quite get a winning record, but heading into this, the question wasn't, can we get a winning record? The question was, can we win a game? Like, is it even possible to win a game with this pile? And we proved that it is possible. It's definitely possible to win a game. Oh, disappointed that we didn't finish with the winning record because I feel like we're actually really close to doing it. Also a little disappointed that we never actually got to Battle of Wits them. Like, we're playing 250 of 49 cards because of Battle of Wits. There's not really any other reason to play that many cards, but it turned out that we never got the opportunity to actually win with Battle of Wits. We got to win with Balustrade Spies in the mill combos. We got to see a Belcher kill. We even got to see basically like this weird Karn MDFC beatdown plan. So we got to see like a bunch of different ways that the deck can win. The one we didn't get to see though is the one that excites me the most in Battle of Wits. So I don't know what to say about this deck. Like, it's ridiculous. It defies description. There's like nothing even to say. It's like the most absurd pile of Magic cards. So you can imagine a modern. Does it work? The answer is sort of. Like, we went 2 and 3. I feel like we could have easily been 3 and 2. A 5-0 probably not super close. Like, I don't feel like we were on the cusp of like going undefeated or anything. I feel like this is a deck that we got to see it's very powerful. We got to see turn 3 wins. Like, when you draw the right cards, the deck is good as any deck in Modern. You can do the same speed, do win just as easily as the top tier decks. Like, that's not a problem. The challenge of this deck, obviously, is just consistency, because we got 249 cards. So the odds of having one of those cards, not super high anyway. And then you have the MDFC mana base, which is also like so many monocolored lands, very painful lands. So you really just like pray hard to the Magic gods and hope that you draw the right cards in the right order. And apparently it works about 40% of the time. I will say overall, I don't know why they always make these sideboard cards so big. Every time I fire a Moto, I make them smaller again. And then every time I load it, it comes back. I will say it worked better than I expected. As I mentioned before, I was really thinking this was going to be a can we win a game deck? And instead it was a can we maybe squeak out a 3-2 deck and get a winning record with the deck? So I don't know what to tell you. The other thing that's hilarious about this deck is it costs almost exactly $1,000, which sounds like a lot of money and is a lot of money. But when you consider that most modern decks, or many modern decks, are, I don't know, Energy's $850, Grinding Station $1,500, Amulet Titan $940, Orzhov mid $800. Like, most decks are $800, $900, $1,000, $1,500 on the high end. Like, most decks are that expensive. It's actually kind of impressive that we're really playing 4 decks in one, if you think of the number of cards, and our deck only costs $1,000. I guess it just goes to show we're not playing that many expensive cards in the deck. So that is 249 cards, no real lands, oops all spells, Battle of Wits. That's our deck for today. The deck is ridiculous. It's hilarious. Is it good? I still don't even know. When you draw well, it's good. When you don't draw well, it's the worst deck ever. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed this straight up absurdity, and I will talk to you soon.